All right. I think we got everything up and running. Let me tweak one thing. See folks in the chat. What's happening, folks? Let's get everything swapped over to the right layout, and we will make sure all of the audio stuff is good this time after the debacle that was yesterday. Game audio sounds fine. Not catching any distortion this time. What's up, Crusher? What's up, Iconic? What's up, Ryura? Ryura, rather. How's everyone doing this evening? No static? Ryura says I'm good. It's good to hear. Iconic says, hope you've been well. Sorry I haven't dropped by the last few streams. Oh, no worries, Iconic. You don't gotta apologize for that. Tune in when you can, just like I tell everybody else. Alright, so before we jump in, we're testing latest settings here on Monster Hunter. Hopefully the stream quality looks better than it has in the past, because I have the new graphics card running, and when I was testing it, I went into this game specifically to up all the settings, and so we should be getting sharper resolution, consistent frame rate. Everything should be better. From the OBS readout, I'm not seeing any stuttering or lagging. Everything looks good. So hopefully it's a better experience going forward as far as this game, since I stream it a lot. The real test will be doing Vampire Survivor sometime and seeing if my computer melts. Crusher says, source is now 1080p, source which is new. Okay, it should be no matter what, unless I change that manually. I don't normally mess with the output resolution for the stream, but mostly I want to make sure the game looks stable and is not all stuttery. So good. It would be a real shame if I invested money in a new graphics card and the quality of the stream was worse. That would make me very annoyed. But I did see that Crusher is being drop a beat at the top of the stream. So before we get into the hunting of monsters, let us also test the audio. So I'm going to mute game audio here. I'm going to take my headphones off so I can't hear it. And we will drop said beat. So let's do it. Headphones. Limiter off. All right. Volume should be back on. Didn't see anything go crazy on the audio readout. Let me jump back up in the chat right before I took my headphones off. I did see a question from Ryura asking what graphics card I got. I got a 3070 Ti. I managed to get one in stock from Newegg, actually. I usually buy a lot of my parts from. And they had one in stock and then were promptly sold out right after I got it. So it didn't go top of the line, but considering I was using a 970 before, a 3070 Ti is much higher. And so that should serve pretty well for the foreseeable future. I think for the type of stuff I stream, it should be good quality. I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I see. Crusher approves of the beat. Thank you kindly.
Right side clear, left side clear. Good to go.
All right. And looks like we have thumbs up on the sound. That's good. That's good. All right. So I need to sort of redo my explanation of this particular weapon. So before we jump in and figure out what we're going to hunt, I am going to go to the training area and do real quick. I'm not going to go through every detail, but I kind of screwed up my explanation last time I streamed Monster Hunter because I wanted to play a weapon that I don't know very well. And in doing so, I explained rather poorly what this weapon does. So let's talk through that. And Ryura says, I'm sure that's so much better. Yeah, for the graphics card, it's definitely better performance-wise, but as folks who were watching me try and stream Killer 7 yesterday found out, just plugging it in and running OBS with all the settings I had before has actually been kind of glitchy. I don't know if the graphics card was behind the audio problem yesterday. That was new, but for streaming in general, I've been kind of having to troubleshoot as I do things because it's just a different setup. But overall quality is better, so I can't really complain. I'll just have to figure things out as they come up. So if you folks see anything weird with the stream, just let me know. I'll see if I can fix it on the fly, and if not, I'll try and fix it for the next time. But video has been consistently okay, I think. Yesterday, audio decided to crap its pants. I don't know why. Iconic has redeemed a hydrate. Alright. Charge blade. Basic overview of this weapon. This is like the switch axe in that it has two stages. It can transform and change its entire moveset by switching modes. In its base mode, you're looking at a sword and shield type moveset. The shield allows you to block. You can guard things more effectively than a regular sword and shield. It's considered kind of a medium block shield. Not quite as heavy as the lances, but it will block. Your strikes with the sword part are pretty rapid. You have a triple combo that ends in a round slash. And I believe the round slash has what's called a guard point, which means if you have your shield in front of you and you get hit, it will block. And you won't get staggered. In this particular mode, you're pretty mobile. You can sidestep and then back hop. No, just sidestep. You can back roll. And basically, you can take advantage of the mobility to kind of dance around and strike the enemy quickly. As you hit the target with triangle strikes, eventually you'll see these little jars right underneath my stamina bar. They're glowing yellow. Those are called files.
That's my buddy.
And files charge up as you hit the enemy, and they have two states. There's yellow, and then if we hit the enemy some more, they glow red. If you keep hitting the enemy, and there's a red indicator on my sword itself, my HUD is kind of obscuring it, but the little jewel is glowing red. If we were to keep attacking the monster, just like normal, eventually they'll start flashing red and you'll hit an overheat state. And then every swipe with the charge blade is going to bounce. Not ideal, and I think you're dealing less damage too. And so in order to keep that from happening, when you've built up a charge before you get to flashing red state, either regular yellow, regular red, you hit R2 for guard and circle. And that charges the energy into your weapon. And now the files are no longer flashing, but they're full. And now they've been stocked. And so this weapon has resources. Kind of like the Switch Axe's energy bar. You have to manage these files because they affect what this weapon will do. And so if we morph the weapon, I believe it's R2 and triangle. Morph slash. Our hunter takes the sword, combines it with the axe, or the shield, to create an axe. And now, kind of like the axe mode in Switch Axe, this is a slower version. The Switch Axe base mode looks like an axe and it's a little faster, and then it turns into a sword, which is slower. Charge Blade's the reverse. The sword mode is faster, the axe mode's slower. And so you have bigger swipes and chops with the axe in this particular form. And if we hit circle, swinging the axe will discharge a file and leave something that lingers on the monster, that little yellow burst, and it'll explode after a couple seconds, dealing extra damage. This particular type of charge blade is an impact charge blade. And so the bursts, if landed on the enemy's head, will do KO damage like a hammer. And so if you do enough of those, you can knock out monsters with those bursts. And so slower meaty hits, but the ability to apply the files and do KO damage. This is also a good mode for chop and tails because you have big uppercut swing. You have pretty limited movement, kind of a more slower plodding pace, but still not a real detriment. Usually you're going to be rolling a lot more when you're in this mode. And so you could stay in this mode infinitely. It's not on a timer like the Switch Axe with its energy meter, but you don't do any more file bonus damage, as it were, when you're empty. So if you morph back, you can either do a counter morph slash with just trigger, which I don't remember that move being in the game before, so it might be new with this particular entry. But you can do a manual switchback too, just by hitting. Okay, that's just R2. Let's look at this real quick. Another thing, when you do the R2 plus triangle sword to axe switch, and our hunter puts her shield in front to combine the weapons, that's also a guard point. At least it was in the older games, so that can also parry. Okay, they just made that the move that normally switches back. Because there's anybody who's played fighting games and familiar with a flowchart for describing how to do different moves and chains off of different moves, this weapon needs a flowchart for everything it does. I'm not going to really describe it at that level of detail because people aren't going to get bored. But a bunch of the moves can chain into the switches too, so you can be morphing back and forth, which is kind of fun. Could have sworn there was a big switch. Is it? Okay, you can do it from that too. Alright, that's just circle, circle. Crusher says, I'll be back. Alright, hopefully I'm not still trying to describe the weapon when you come back. And so the name of the game with Charge Blade is switching between modes, managing resources, but the next kind of layer of complexity, again, this is the most complicated weapon in the game, hands down. It's super fun to play, but good lord, does it have a lot to it. When you're charging up, you can also use your circle strike, which charges up into a multi-hit upon release. That's the charge double slash. And if you fully charge it and kind of overcharge it, it doesn't do much. But if you release right when you get the burst, it maxes out and refills the files faster. So if you have the opening and you do that, you can land that double slash and it'll refill those things to pretty much red, and then you charge. So these regular hits, they'll do the job, but if you have an opening and you charge and going for a big double swipe, you can see now my files are yellow. And they go through the same stages, so you either have to charge a surplus, which won't give you more, but it'll dispel the energy and keep you from bouncing, or you got to start switching and using your resources up. And so another key portion on the next layer of complexity involves using the files to enhance the weapon instead of just using them as attacking damage. And this is what I didn't explain super well, so I wanted to mention it here. So if we do triangle plus circle, we get this lunge, /. If we hit triangle and circle in between any regular sword strike, we get shield thrust, which will be a real quick pop, and it's a good combo chain. And it also charges files too. You notice now I'm at red. If I'm not careful, I'm going to go into flashing red. But if we hit sword, triangle, circle, we get an amped element discharge, which is a big burst that we can demonstrate it here. We'll go into axe mode and then discharge a bigger burst of files on the target. And it looks like this. And that uses one, looks like. Pretty neat. You can also do that from axe mode, and I'll kind of explain how that works in a sec. But if we cancel the animation for the burst before it goes off with right trigger, after doing 2 triangle circle at the same time. So go lunge, burst, amp burst, cancel. Now we have element up round slash, and we've taken all of our files and we have channeled them into the shield. The shield is now glowing red, and the shield is now in a boosted state. It can block better, and I believe its guard points can inflict KO damage if they successfully go off, I think. I have not been able to test that because I suck at guard pointing with the charge blade. But notice now the shield is glowing red. Okay? I think we talked about this last time, but it's really good to have that state because it just makes your defense better. If we charge back up to 5, another thing we can do, we go into axe mode, and let me see, I think it's triangle circle in axe mode. Yeah. Ultra element discharge sends all of our files at once, and that's a big explosion. It's a little bit hard to see because I was kind of obscuring it with the camera. So if we do it again. I think we can do it out of combo too. Big burst. That does a ton of KO damage. If you can get a monster down and land them, it usually KOs because of the concentrated amount of damage it does in one shot. And I believe you can only do that when you have your shield charged. It's basically a super version of the regular burst. And extremely powerful. Expensive, but powerful. When you're in amped state for the shield and you throw that burst, you can cancel the animation to just drop the lesser version if you want to drop all your files at once. And then you do that by just pulling back on the left's analog stick. I think you gotta do it right at the beginning, otherwise it goes in the ultra and you blow everything at once. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, it's down triangle, not just down. And so that does the regular one, only consumes 1 file. If you want to hold your reserves and not drop everything at once, that's an option. In shield charge state, doing shield burst also, or shield thrust, puts files on too for KO damage. I know it's a lot, but all the mechanics are pretty neat to kind of play around with, and I wanted to make sure I describe them accurately, lest the community see my stream and absolutely roast me for not knowing what I'm talking about. And so you can see the shield icon flashing. We'll let it wear off. It's on a timer. I think it's 3 minutes. The amount of time you have that buffed shield state is determined by how many files you charge into it when you do that cancel move. Full 5, I think, is 3 minutes. If you do less, it's a shorter duration, and then you have to instill that energy again once it wears off. So to test, if we go into the burst, yeah, we get the regular one. We need the ultra one with the charged shield state in order to get that to come out. Okay. So the last thing that I really struggled with figuring out how to explain because I couldn't do it properly
That's my buddy.
is a different buff state for the weapon, an offensive buff state more or less, and that's with the axe. So first, let's charge our shield. Refill our files. And so now, if we go into the charge animation, which is, again, right trigger plus circle, and then we hit triangle and hold it. Let's see, do we need energy in order to do it? There it is. Now we get condensed spinning slash, which puts our axe into a buff state now, using the energy. Now every swipe in axe mode is the Chainsaw of Doom. So we get multiple hits that do increased damage. We can still apply files, but each slash is now this chainsaw. It's really cool and fun. I like this mode a lot. And if we transition back to Sword and Shield mode, and then go back, we have to recharge to do the chainsaw. So that's not really a... Oh, no. It's still glowing. Oh, it's still glowing, but yeah, we have to actually charge it up to get the spinning. Alright. Or it could be that was from one of my skills. Either way, we gotta go back and charge, and then we get Chainsaw of Doom again.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon.
And then just like before, we have the big burst, but switching it back consumes everything, and then we have to recharge the spinny part again. Alright. Last thing I'll mention, the reason why I was so confused trying to figure out how to get that chainsaw move to actually activate is due to the fact that there's switch skills on our other skill loadout that changes the way that buff state works with the axe. It's a little bit hard to tell probably on the stream, but the sword icon next to my glowing shield now looks like a sword and not an axe. So if we go into the same animation and do that charge with triangle, now we get condensed elemental slash, and it puts the buff state on our regular sword in sword and shield mode instead. Now, our sword gets the ability to put files on the target, and it will not bounce in this state, I believe. And so the name of the game with this mode is basically just more mobility, the ability to not bounce, and it's just kind of a more versatile layer for how you play the weapon. So we don't get the pizza cutter or chainsaw of doom, but now we have a buff state on our sword in sword and shield mode. And so again, big name of the game with Charge Blade. building up the resources, and then figuring out how you want to use those resources to augment the abilities of the weapon. And very cool. Just take some practice to learn all the different combo paths, and I still don't have them all memorized, but I've got the main ones on each sort of skill loadout. So we'll put that into practice today, and probably for the majority of the stream I'm going to be practicing with this weapon while we craft some of the different elements and flesh out the arsenal of charge blades. But hopefully that made a little more sense. Now that I've had a chance to play around with the weapon, I think I understand the new mechanics a lot better. Last time I played with it was in 4 Ultimate. Didn't play with this one really at all in World Iceborne, which is where some of the new stuff was introduced, and then Generations Ultimate and this game added even more stuff. But fun weapon. If someone was just getting into Monster Hunter, I definitely would not recommend they start with Charge Blade. If you do that, it's going to be tougher. You totally could, because it's a neat weapon. It's just kind of more of a higher skill ceiling. Alright, let's look at our armor loadout. We're using basically the same armor set as the Switch Axe, because there's a lot of synergy with the Power Prolonger and the Rapid Morph. It'd be nice if I had Slugger for KO damage. But other than that, the set's pretty functional. Fate Extender plus Stamina Thief. Yeah, maybe if I pull a really good charm later, I could swap in some stuff, but I wonder if there's a Rapid Morph decoration. It probably is.
Hey there!
There's decorations for literally everything. No +4? That's interesting. Okay, we won't worry about that. Now for Rampage decorations. Okay, this is Switch Axe only. Gun Lance. Okay, so we get Defense Grinder 2. This one restores a little bit of sharpness when guarding, so when you block, that could be useful. But I don't see a Charge Blade specific offensive Rampage decoration. It's possible we don't have it unlocked. Okay. We won't worry about that for now. As for our to-dos, weapon-wise, this thunder-based Furious Rajang Charge Blade I have is only maxed out one I've got at the moment. I was working on an Ice one, Lunagaran. You can see on the right where it has the equipment description. It lists the file type at the bottom for impact. Element, like the name would suggest, has a higher boost on element, and the file clustering, I believe, is more close together, so it does more of a burst
Guess you could
damage
say I'm
and higher
something of an
scaling on
expert at
element.
this point. Don't worry
Ultimately,
about
I
your
might
gear. I
create
grip this here hammer with confidence.
the element ones, but I'm working on the impact ones for now, since I like being able to knock things out. So let's see, we need claws and shells for ice. For fire. Well, for fire, I was going to do Violet Mizitsune. That might be an interesting fight to practice on, since it's fairly difficult. This is impact, fire element, charge blade. For water, we have the crab line, the Nadagiri. And we need shell. So I guess I need to go farm some shell.
I'll be here when you need me.
And that means we're going to be jumping straight back into
Why, hello. I
Anomaly
pray that this
research
calamity may
quests.
soon come to an end.
I'm thinking, is crab gonna give claws, or is that going to give? Oh no, it gives carapace. Okay. High level daimyo. Yep, or shogun. 84. Okay.
The Curio are still causing trouble.
This will be
I
good
know
practice. Plus,
But
it's
I feel
got the
safer
elemental
with you
weakness
here.
for thunder, which is what I'm
I've
using.
put my mind at ease.
We'll take Chica on range. And I'll take Kinoa on support with the horn.
I pray for your good fortune.
Also worth mentioning, I think I showed this off when I was streaming with Matt one day, but the armor set I'm using is a layered armor for Malzeno. Since it's the same base model as the Switch Axe, I threw on this layered armor just to give the armor set a different look, which is kind of cool. For water res, I guess. I need to get the slugger dongo. I think that's a lower high rank
Let's
quest to unlock that. I need to do that at some point. Alright. Now it's time to practice what we learned. With an anomaly target.
Let's go.
Could possibly go wrong.
Let's go. We ride. Touchdown.
Grab a couple birds.
Faster, buddy.
Oh, it's up there. There you are.
There it is. Found it. Target is in my sight.
You should take You require healing.
Love you, buddy.
Guess this is a pretty decent fight to practice on since Shogun is pretty quick. We're gonna have to learn how to evade properly.
Eyes on you!
Do you need to heal up? I think we got his bad side.
pal. Here is Granny Spike!
Spinny axe.
Reloading. There, good as new.
Thanks a
That was
bunch.
kind of you.
Oh, I need to double check my
Wait
evasion.
until I finish reloading.
I don't think I have high evasion. I have evade distance. There we go. Okay, that was a guard point. Even with the shield powered up, we still have some stagger. Because this... Aw, come on.
I can't believe
Come
this.
back.
I thought I was inside the range of that. Iconic says, that reminds me of the bugs from Starship Troopers. A little bit. It's essentially a big hermit crab.
Don't worry.
A hermit crab with
Happens to the best
big
of us.
scythe-like claws. That's probably where you're getting that.
Ta-da!
Shogun's
This
cool.
should make it
It's
good
an
as
old,
new.
older generation monster they brought back for this
Fine
game.
weapon deserves proper
Because
care.
this is a high-level anomaly, it's like a Mack truck.
Making steady progress.
Keep it up. Good. I believe it has become angry.
Alright, so you need some damage. Almost 8 points.
Comes out. Take care of yourself.
Get blood light on top of food.
Wait until I finish reloading.
Not ideal.
I trust the
Love you,
food is
buddy.
tasty.
Buff state's worn off, so now we gotta reset all of our
needed
resources.
that.
Your assistance.
Ha.
The monster is down.
Take aim. No holds barred.
Nice. Knocked down.
I'm gonna get you.
Oh, I was aiming for the face.
You can't fight such a state.
You can break the shell, which will force Sanitar to go and get a new one.
Best to keep yourself well fed. No more playing nice, huh?
Oh, I keep forgetting I've got silk vines too. Got a mobility one. That was the ultra. Alright, take it. shell's broken.
Don't
Immediately it'll leave to get a new one.
Ride like the wind. Ride like the wind.
Okay, still sloppy, but getting better.
Whetstone time.
Regular maintenance is essential.
Oh, nope, didn't get one yet. But next time it burrows, I think it'll come back up with a new shell.
Looks super irritated.
Watch for Nova.
Thanks a bunch.
You hit it in its little stubby butt. One of the weak points.
Could you take care of things here for a bit?
That looks like it's gonna hurt.
Now it's got a Gravios shell.
That's my buddy.
I'm back now.
Careful!
Uh-oh.
Something bad's gonna happen.
Almudron? Yep.
This is a fine opportunity.
Yeah, no.
I'd like to see someone
Sweet
do
moves.
that. In the name of our village. I think we got this bad side. Has become angry.
Gotta get a KO.
Thank you for your assistance.
I needed that.
Do you need to?
Yeah, it's got that type of shell. Can
Monster!
shoot like a high pressure fire hose out of its butt too.
Could you take care of things here for a bit?
What, get another one?
You can't fight such a state. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Kuyaku. Take the attack verb.
Unleash your assault. Nailed it.
That now is personal.
Alright, I'll take the KO.
That's my buddy.
There's knockdowns.
This one's all for you.
I won't go easy on you.
Tired? Alright, when it's exhausted, it can't spew water. Try to break the claws.
Arrow goes in. Pain comes out. Looks super irritated.
Ooh, okay, that's armored, but
You should take this.
Thanks a bunch.
armored, but still take damage. Almost died again.
Wait until I finish reloading.
What hit me? Ah. Unfortunate waste of a knockdown. Oh boy. It's a broken claw, I think.
This is simply delaying the inevitable. Let's go.
Alright, we're at 15. Do this in sub 20, I'll be happy considering we're still practicing with the weapon.
Whetstone time!
A fine weapon deserves wet care. Are ready. You must take care of yourself.
Oh, come on, man.
I think we got this bad side. I believe it has become angry. There, good as new. You have my
I needed that.
Crouch to get bleed status off. Otherwise, we take damage every time we run or evade.
That looks like it's gonna hurt!
coming.
It's got its eyes on you!
The monster set its sights on you.
Got time for that.
Do you need to heal up? Lie down and step right.
Love you, buddy.
You must take care of yourself.
Good if we can break the
Angry, are
right
you?
claw.
No more playing nice, huh?
Or the shell. You get drops every time you completely break the shell and has to get a new one.
This should do the trick. That was kind.
Take that.
Ammo goes in, pain comes out. Wait until I finish reloading.
Oh, there we go. Another shell break. I think it was going to target me.
This is a prime opportunity to strike. Thanks.
Oh, got a back swipe too. Remember all the tricks Crab Boy's got.
Look out! It's angry!
Watch out for that monster! There, good as new. You have my gratitude.
I owe you one.
You show? You show.
Reloading.
It's time to get away!
And leaving.
Ride like the wind! Need to sharpen this thing.
Forward, we ride.
One of our
Your
soap
technique
binds
fine.
is a
Whetstone.
all-purpose counter. I should probably practice getting that to go off and actually using it. It's counter peak performance.
maintenance. My gear is in great condition.
Right in the cave. Oh no, it was up top. Eh.
Faster, buddy!
Run like the wind! Yeah!
Where'd doggo
Let's
go?
go! Forward!
There you are. All right.
I just came up with a great idea. Okay, I'm back now. Looks super
Right.
irritated.
Right.
Such nonsense doesn't. Your monster is
Reliable as always.
Take aim. In the name of our village. Flawless.
I'm gonna get you!
It didn't even stand a chance.
All right. Want to use a small one. That's okay. There's the guard point on the round slash. Oh, see that?
Wait until I finish reloading. Do you need to heal up? Healing.
You're the best, pal.
Ugh. All right. I think that's like
Quest
about
complete!
20 minutes on the money.
Did I do okay? I tried my hardest.
Carve.
Much improvement to be had. Because so many of the Charged Blades moves have those built-in guard points, knowing which combo to use, like the triple, and having that shield out to be able to block hits, that's pretty important. Or morphing at the right time to get that guard point. I think that's a guard point to go back. So once the shield's charged, you pretty much get insta parries or really high defense parries that can stop a lot of attacks and keep momentum going. It's just not easy to pull those off. Gotta hydrate from Iconic. And Crusher's back. Welcome back, Crusher. We have beaten one whole crab since you were here. Three shell. Okay, we're gonna need to do that again. Crusher asked, a whole crab? Was it a big one? It was a big crab. I wouldn't say it necessarily qualifies as a giant enemy crab. Interestingly enough, there is an older monster that is a giant enemy crab. But these are more medium-sized crabs.
Hey, good to see ya.
Okay, let's go fight Violet and Mitsune. That's Probably on par difficulty-wise, but a little bit less health. It's not an anomaly fight. Actually, no, we want fire res, I think.
Enough of that.
Why, hello. Take a look at the quest list.
Top tier master rank. We want Mysterious Pale Flame, Violet Mizutsune. So this is a rare species, not an anomaly monster. Oh, we can take Fiorine. We'll take Fiorine and we'll go with Sergei, fellow
You'll do great.
Charge Blade bro. We'll see if this fight goes better. All this is practice to get better with the Charge Blade.
Let's go!
Time to show you what I'm made of.
Good!
I mean,
Victory's assured.
training back some serious
Never mind protocol, Che. Let us
Okay,
enjoy
so
ourselves.
this fight, I think I've done this one on stream before. This is kind of a unique fight because it's in an arena. Dedicated arena that this monster spawns in. So there's nowhere to go. We've done a lot of fights against regular Mizutsune and anomaly Mizutsune. This is the rare species version that has
There
the
it is.
combustible
Target located.
fire. What, fire bubbles?
I will suffer you no longer.
Do you remember all the tricks this one has?
It's got its eyes on you!
Oh, that was out of range.
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
That's my book of the best, pal. Watch out for the monster!
Take care of yourself.
Fire everywhere. Ooh. Let's get a KO.
It's getting a bit too exciting! It's got its eyes on you!
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Sorry, I need to lie down.
We got KO'd. There's Fiorine. Aw, come on.
Come on, we can fight through this.
I am in your debt.
We're not invincible when trying to pick up our comrades.
Getting angry.
Pressure says, for a second there, I thought you were gonna cart. So did I.
Monster's looking at you!
Well, maybe not quite as damaging compared to the anomaly
Are you
monsters.
suffering from some sort of
Violet
ailment?
Musician is definitely faster. Faster with explosions everywhere.
It's targeting you!
That monster's gonna die on you!
You bet I'd be proud to heal you.
I owe you one.
That's the stuff.
Oh.
Ah!
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
It's coming for you!
Ow.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
You, okay? I think we really ticked it off.
Sweet.
Got his eyes on you!
You better take care of yourself.
The kingdom sends its regards.
Oh,
Using a helper.
You hang back. I got this.
That's my buddy.
finally.
Hit it with everything you've got!
You're the best, pal.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon! I thrive on the battlefield!
Says Bryce Papenbrook and Aaron Hansen are VAs in this game. I forget which character Bryce voices, but yeah, Aaron voices a special character they added in the DLC. And also ProZD is a voice in this game too. I think I bought that one. He voices another kind of unique NPC character that you can get. It was kind of neat seeing YouTube people showing up in projects like this. Aw.
This should do the trick.
I feel better already.
Oh, not really mad.
That monster's gonna die
Watch
on
out
you!
for the monster!
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
Yeah.
That's my buddy. Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Look at the bright
Now it's
light!
bullet hell.
Luchica's got nothing on me!
It's weakened. Strike now.
You asked for this! I'll show you what I'm really proud of.
Should've gone for the ultra.
My
Knockdown.
victory is as certain as your defeat.
Yeah. Time to flex!
No more holding back! I will suffer you no longer!
Tired.
Failure is not an option.
Oh, split him up.
Getting a bit too excited. The monster's looking at you!
Okay?
You better take care. Are you suffering from some sort of...
Fire bad.
You're the best, pal.
Fire punch.
I'd be proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
I needed that.
Sharpen.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
You need a break?
You better take care of yourself.
Okay?
Now's my chance!
Stay all the way over there.
You hang back. I got this.
I need some time
the monster!
to recuperate. That's my buddy.
All right, down again. All right.
Hope nobody saw that.
Both of them down?
have my
Ah,
thanks.
fuck. Up and at them.
I am alive! Thanks, buddy.
Oh, there it is.
I think we
Even
really
the
kicked it off.
proudest
Conic says, be right back, gonna eat dinner. All right, dude. I'll be here.
Oh, you're gonna pay! His
Get
butt
back
is
up and get him
scratched.
next time. It's coming for
It's
you!
got its eyes on you!
You need a break? You hang back. I got this. Calm down, jeez.
Woo!
You can't fight like
I was doing the straight up one.
Captain is your defeat.
You better take care of yourself. It's after you! You can't fight like that. Heal up!
Oh, that's new. Spirit bomb. Can't remember how it aims it. Let's vacuum. That would be very unpleasant to get by.
I'll show you what I'm really proud of.
I might one-shot me. This armor's not fully upgraded.
Love you, buddy.
The monster's looking at you!
You better take care of yourself.
Going through a lot of potions.
I will suffer you no longer! It's getting a bit too excited!
I was really good at the weapon. I would have been
I
able
owe you
to
one.
guard point the big blast, but nope.
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
There it is.
Watch out for the monster! My victory is as certain as
Ow!
I
Ooh.
can't
even
believe.
I think that move killed me last time too. Well, last cart.
This ain't over yet!
Hey, these things happen, you know?
Tis but a scratch.
Need to sharpen this thing.
Great technique.
Oh, good thinking.
All right, we're gonna have to be a little bit careful on our last cart.
Keep an eye
That is one man monster!
It's got its eyes on you!
You hang back, I got this!
Into the head.
The monster's looking at you! You can't fight like that. Heal up!
Aw. Thought I was far enough behind that it wouldn't sweep 360. Probably wouldn't bear to block. Alright. Probably try that again. I do need to hunt that monster for its parts. I want to make its charge blade. Its charge blade is fire impact. But I need to do it less terribly.
How are things?
Let me make sure
Alright, let's make it happen.
how far off I'm from fully upgrading these.
Ooh, I'm itching to get started.
Oh, 9 of 20. Yeah, that would probably help. I do not have a ton of these spheres, though. That's... well, we can sink a couple.
Ah,
A couple pieces we max out. That'll be better than nothing.
strike while the iron's hot.
Crutch says, the upgrade lady hot. Oh, Manale? I think that's her name, Manale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her design. Vera says the armor looks really cool. Or the one
Let's make it happen.
I'm wearing. Yeah, it normally looks kind of like a mech. I just have a different layered one because it's the same set for my Switch axe. Same set armor. Alright. We'll do half, roughly half. Crusher says I like her poofy sleeves. Yeah, it's kind of interesting blacksmith type outfit. It has some callbacks to another character from the older games.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, 725. It's not going to be a huge change,
How's
but
everything? Good luck.
it'll help, considering how hard everything is hitting.
Oh, sweet. Share.
We'll take any sort of damage mitigation we can get. I can show off the
Enough of
base
that.
armor real quick, since Ryora mentioned it. Oh, it looks like this. Looks kind of like a very mecha-ish. The Almadron set looks like that. It's pretty cool. And this is the Malzeno set.
Good to go. It's great to see you. Here's the list of quests.
Alright. Let's take Rain and we'll take Quinoa because she can heal.
You'll do
Free
great.
heals are always good. And try and die less. That's a strategy here. Die less.
Let's make this a quick one. Ready for anything. Our victory's assured.
I also need to remember that I have free Farcasters here. So if things get really hairy and I need to sharpen, I can just port out, come back to camp, and not have to worry about getting blown up while I'm trying to sharpen and stuff like that. Alright, Stinky.
There's the target. Target located.
It's here.
It's coming for you.
Watch out for the monster. You will take care of yourself.
You can't fight like that. Heal up. My victory is a certain.
Oh, really? No guard point?
Watch out for the monsters! You better take care of yourself. I'll show you what I'm really proud of.
I think we got on his bad side.
It's getting a bit too excited. It's got its eyes on you!
He's suffering from some sort of ailment.
Nope.
You're the best, pal. My
Should be aiming for the head.
Heal up when you can.
You can't fight. It's out for the monster! You better take care of yourself.
Good as new. I
I
appreciate it.
needed that.
Let me look at chat, you sucker.
You can't fight like that.
Crusher asked, Raku, do you like anime? I do. I don't watch a ton of them just because I don't really have time.
Its eyes on you!
There was a time in Earthscore I watched a lot. Back in the mid-2000s, watched a lot of stuff that was being fan translated. So the majority of the stuff I've seen is kind of from that era. But every once in a while, I'll try and watch something, especially if the internet yells at me for long enough. Most recently, I watched all the Chainsaw Men, and then I read it. Uh-oh. I still need to finish watching the most recent 2 parts of JoJo.
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Halfway through part 5. Then I need to watch 6, but 6 is not completely out yet, right?
This should do the trick.
Thanks a bunch.
Oh, sweet.
You better take care of yourself.
I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna switch modes. Let's see if this works a little bit better. We'll have speed. Because this monster is so ridiculously quick, being able to land files with our sword mode might be a little bit easier than the chainsaw. Much as I like the chainsaw.
You should take
I needed that.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon. Going
This
to
one has
blind
Axe
it.
Hopper too. But regarding anime, I'll try and kind of explain one. I try not to die here. Back when I did the spicy Q&A, which was last year, it basically asked me questions and I answer them on stream while eating hot sauce. Wouldn't mind doing that again sometime. I had Twitter. Ask me questions, and people who tuned in the stream can ask me questions too, and I have to answer them while eating spicy things. But the anime question came up there too.
It's got its eyes on you!
I think I got the what was your worst anime experience question, which was pretty funny. Ah, sit down.
Don't let up. I'm gonna get you. I'll fight him now.
And I missed.
Punishment awaits.
So I might do another one of the spicy Q&A things. If folks find that interesting, I will think about that for upcoming content. But some of my favorite animes I've kind of talked about sporadically throughout different streams and when people have asked me in the past. One of my favorite series is Evangelion. I haven't watched the rebuilds, all of them yet. The original series up through End of Eva I really liked. And the first series that really made me think.
You can't fight like that. Heal
Probably my
Love you, buddy.
favorite at the top. It was Eva for a while, but I can't watch it a lot just because of how heavy it is. Probably top for me is Gurren Lagann. I really like that one. That is a fun show. Let's see, other favorites in other genres. I really like
This is what being a
Azumanga
warrior
Daioh
is all about.
for slice of life type stuff. Marty High School, which I've talked about before, also another one of my favorites. Going back older school, also really like Outlaw Star, another one of my favorites. In the 90s, I think. Oh, angry.
No more playing it in angry, huh?
Watch out for the monster!
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Definitely able to hit things a little bit easier with the amp sword mode, but I don't think we're doing as much damage.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
Kind of hard to tell.
It's coming for you.
Heal up when you can. You should take care of that.
Viroda says, oh boy, I gotta be careful when I'm watching chat. I remember Azumangdaioh from middle school. I read that manga in the middle school library. Well, that makes me feel old.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
Crusher also says that you might like Kong Ning, about a general from China gets into the future. I have not heard of that one.
I thrive on the battlefield.
Crusher says I read a lot of Inuyasha and Rama in middle school. I did read Inuyasha for a bit. I remember watching the anime when it first came out and kind of saw the commitment and noped out.
Do you need to heal
Followed
up?
the exact same arc with Bleach and Naruto. Watched for a while, couldn't stay invested, ended up noping out. I think I made it through an equal amount of like the first two main arcs of each of those properties before I kind of called it quits. I think for Bleach specifically, I think I like the aesthetic better than the actual story.
Not having any of this.
We're gonna go back to sharpen. The character design and aesthetic of Bleach is really cool. The arc after Hueco Mundo kind of lost me a little bit, and after that,
It's a fine whetstone you've got there.
between that and the anime having 5 bazillion episodes. I think I've mentioned before on stream, my favorite manga is Berserk. And I got the recent latest edition of the deluxe collection. I still have to read that. But I have seen the original 90s OVA for Berserk, but not the more recent animated series, which apparently is really bad. I bought the Blu-ray and was going to watch it eventually, and people said the animation was really jank. I never ended up watching it. But I do love me some Berserk. Crutcher said, I just started reading Berserk. Oh, really? How far are you in, Crusher? I would be really curious to know how far you've read. We won't get into spoilers, for sure, in case other people want to read it. But Berserk is crazy, yeah. It's got a really kind of dark story to it, but the art is just next level. Miura is one of my favorite manga artists, and you know his passing is incredibly tragic. Such a talented dude, and the detail on his art is bananas. I'm curious to see what the team does with the rest of it and how it finishes out. But even if what happens is, you know, not as good or people have issues with it, the body of work that he did up to when he died is still worth reading. Absolutely.
You better take care of yourself.
Oh, the very first chapter? Okay, so you're in the beginning. You'll have to keep me posted as you read that, Crusher. Maybe offline, since again, we don't want to spoil stuff for people on stream. But the characters in Berserk and the story. Uh-oh. I didn't even see who was doing the nuke. But the character arcs in Berserk are really fascinating. It's not just, you know, medieval giant sword man kills a lot of people. There's a lot to the characters and in their arcs and how they evolve with the story, which makes it really fascinating.
I need to go have a lie down.
Monster's looking at
It's
you.
definitely not for everyone. Again, it's very dark, it's violent, there's a lot of potential content warnings because of the stuff that it covers. But it does it to tell the story of these characters and, you know, where they come from and the demons that they fight. Literal demons in a lot of cases, but also figurative demons. There's a lot of traumas.
I see a big treat in your food.
Alright, going back to Chainsaw. think I'll take the damage over speed. Crusher says, I'm going to take my time with it because it is a trigger. I say it's a trigger for me and it kind of does a lot. Yeah, that's one thing I would caution people for Berserk. That is definitely one thing to be aware of. Especially with the main cast. But contrary to what some kind of half-baked critics have said, Berserk does not glorify any of that stuff.
This is what being a
And
royal
I
knight is all about.
kind of can't think of too many series that do, but it is necessary to tell through the stories of the characters and how they became what they were. But yeah, it's definitely something to be wary of. But yeah, my favorite part of Berserk, in addition to the stories, is definitely the art. As a person who likes creature design and stuff like that, the monster creature designs and the apostles is really cool, and the big,
Royal
epic
Pain,
battlefield
let's have a royal knight.
scenes that Miura drew are great as far as the detail. I can only imagine from an artistic standpoint how long it took to make that stuff. Oh.
You're all patched up.
It's a
Glad to
bunch.
have you by my side. No holds barred.
Crusher says, apparently Griffith is like the worst anime character on Earth. You know,
You're the best, pal.
that is something that we may have to talk about once you get through a lot more. Because Griffith's arc as like a main character is not that black and white. And his motivations and what he does are still a little unclear to me. And I've read a lot further, you know. I've read the latest chapters, but I'll just say that like he does some heinous things, but he also does some things that are pretty noteworthy. So it's hard. It's you can't just say like, oh, he's just a villain with no redeemable qualities, which is what I think is cool about Berserk. Nothing is that simple when it comes to the cast and what they're about. Another series that's older, I think it's from the 90s, and is completed. And one of my favorites that a friend of mine in Earth School got me into is called Flame of Recca. And I think I have talked about it, but I can't remember if you were there, Crusher, or Hero, when I talked about it, because it was a while ago. But a friend of mine got me into that one. It's kind of like a shonen action-ish type series, but it's older. Again, from like the 90s.
My victory is as
But
certain
it's
as
got a
your
real fun
defeat.
story, cool characters, and it has a good ending. If the ending is satisfying, it doesn't have like a cliffhanger or, you know, dumb ending. And I know I've talked to Pink about it because I gave them the entire manga. I've got a scans-lated complete set of it. It's not the official release, because I don't think the official release is easy to find here in America land. But I think it's 26 volumes, something like that. Uh-oh. Angry. But that's a good one. If you like a good kind of action-ish series with interesting characters and some good arcs,
The monster's looking
I would
at
recommend
you!
Flame of Recca. That's one of my favorites. I usually reread it like once a year. Let me put it in chat for you, Crusher. I keep forgetting I can pause, because I'm not in a multiplayer game. Flame of Recca. I can send it to you if you want. That's what I did for Pink. Just set up a share, put it all in there, and then you're able to grab it.
You can't fight like that. Give up.
Someone I know was reading it. Oh, it was Sour Lad, I think. I gave that to Sour Lad too. I need to see if you ever finished it. There was an anime for Flame of Recca too, but it only did the first arc, and then they did kind of a we'll be back to fight the bad guys, and then they ran out of money and it never finished.
I need to go
So
lie down.
I haven't seen the anime because my friend at the time was like, yeah, you could watch it and it's cool, but it doesn't end. You just read it. I'm like, all right. And that ended up being like, the way to go. Might need to switch weapons.
Sorry, I need to lie down.
Doing all right, but this fight's gonna take a long time. This will not be a short hunt.
I will repay this
Video
favor.
says, I remember commercials with Flame of Recca. I don't know if it ever aired on like anime broadcast television. It's possible. That's yeah, I didn't watch it. I read it, so I don't know.
It's getting a bit too exciting. The monster's looking at you! You can't fight like that. Now's my chance!
But yeah, if anyone in the chat is interested in reading that particular one, because I have the whole thing on this computer, hit me up on Discord and we could figure out a way to get that to you. I don't know if
It's got its eyes on you!
talking about
Take care of yourself.
circulating manga is something that's going to get me in trouble on stream, but yeah, I can share it. What?
Help us out, friend.
Let's get off the slope.
You can't fight like that, healer. Look at the bright light. I thrive on the battlefield.
Love you, buddy.
Well, look again. Crusher says, you can tell this is from the 90s just looking at the first chapter. The art style is so nostalgic. Yeah, it definitely is, and like most manga that kind of go, the character design in Flame of Recca kind of evolves and becomes a lot more refined. From start to finish, you can see a progression from the artist, which is kind of cool. Oh, come on, really?
Hold! Hold! Heal up when you can!
Blue balls.
That's as far
I owe you one.
as I go.
Oh, she just ate it. Yeah. Hope you're
I'm
right.
in your debt.
Do you need to heal up? From some sort of ailment? Looks super irritating. You better take care of yourself.
I needed that.
Thanks, I needed that.
Oh.
It's gonna target you! You should suffering from some sort of ailment. Failure is not an option.
That's my buddy.
Projectiles. Projectiles on fire everywhere. Yeah, I think this is a fight. I'd probably do better with
I owe you
duels.
one.
Speed.
The monster's looking at you! You should take care of that! You can't fight like that, healer! Do you need to heal up? I'll show you what I'm really proud of.
Probably blocking more. Evasion is good, but if I actually am going to take a hit, I'm forgetting that I have a good shield.
The monster's looking at you! You can't fight like that. Heal up. Use your flash ball.
Alright, flash bomb works.
It's weak.
Finally got a
Strike
KO.
now. I will suffer you no longer. This is what being a royal knight is all about.
Tired?
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Good as new.
Thanks a bunch. I owe you one.
I have you by my side.
Angry?
No more playing tonight. Too excited. Using a helper. Wake up with us. You should take
You better take
that.
care of yourself.
Come on, little buddy.
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
You better take care of yourself.
Have I carded yet? I don't think I've carded yet. Definitely come close.
Can't fight like that. Heal up.
Ah, that tackle moves hit me almost every time.
This is what being a royal knight is all about.
We get another KO.
You're gonna be fine. Like I owe you.
I needed that.
Failure is not an option.
Oh boy.
I'll make you
His butt is
I
correct.
escaped from that. Well, it's me like a 30-minute kill, so you don't die.
Now I'm really angry. Even the proudest of knights stumble. Whetstone time. Great technique.
A fine weapon deserves proper care.
Oh, should have eaten stamina.
Keep an eye on its movements.
It looks super irritated.
You bet. Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
Man, come on.
You can't fight like that. Heal up.
buddy.
Ooh. Right on the business end, line of fire. That's what we want.
Do you need to heal up?
That's my buddy.
Spirit Bomb. I wonder if you can break its concentration and cancel that attack.
You better take care of yourself.
Heal up when you
I
can.
haven't tried. I usually just run away like a wiener every time.
That looks like it's gonna hurt!
Something bad's gonna happen.
Are you suffering from some sort of ailment?
I wonder if I can use counter performance from Astro. Guess I should try. It's kind of like a panic button.
I think we got it in a bad side.
Watch out for the monster!
You better take care of yourself. This should do the trick. It's a bunch. You're the best.
Sorry, I don't have a lot of really complex commentary. I'm just trying not to die.
This is what being a royal knight is all
Yeah,
about.
we're on our first cart, so it's not do or die yet.
It's got its eyes on you!
I knew this fight was going to be tough. It's almost dead though. Crush says no worries, or staying alive, staying alive. That is true. As the popular Beatles song says.
You're going down!
Ah.
You can't fight like that. Do you help me heal up? You're gonna be fine.
Crusher asks, how do you know it's almost dead if it doesn't have a health bar? In the monster icon in the upper right, which is what I use to toggle my lock.
I will suffer you no longer.
When there's a blue icon underneath it, it's kind of hard to tell on the stream probably, but looks like a little monster head with an X'd out eye. That means the monster's near death. It can be captured if it's a fight where you're going to try and capture. Otherwise, it means it's almost dead. That's your indicator.
Victory is as certain as your defense.
On the open maps, the monster will also start to limp. That's your visual cue. But in this game, they gave you the straight up indicator symbol to make it easier.
I'm gonna kick your butt!
Oh, again, the nuke. Crusher says, we're also pretty sure that's the Bee Gees. If you talk to me long enough, Crusher, you might learn that one of my favorite joke styles is intentionally misquoting either songs or artist names just to see if people notice. Problem is, people who don't know me real well don't know that I'm joking when I say stuff like that, because I listen to a lot of music. Uh-oh.
I need to go have a lie down.
Usually the joke is, what is the furthest possible misquoted artist from whatever it is I'm referencing? And so a good example, I was talking to my boss at work somewhat recently, and we were talking about something or other because he's a relatively new guy, and I said, oh yeah, it's like the old Air Supply song goes, "Welcome to the Jungle," and so he stops for like a good 10 seconds on the call, and he goes, that's not an Air Supply song.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon.
It was pretty funny though, because it got a pretty interesting reaction. But, oh, I know. Checking to see if you're paying attention.
Majesty of a royal knight.
Finally, Jesus, 35 minutes.
Victory. Didn't even break a sweat.
Did I do okay? I tried my hardest.
Carve.
It'd be nice if we get a mantle, but we'll most likely need to do this more than once. But we're gonna do something else now. I'm not gonna make you folks watch me do that again. That was messy, incredibly messy.
Let's go.
Make me proud.
Run like the wind.
I know I can do this in around 15 with duels. Duels or maybe gun lance. I know I did that once. That was not easy. It's still doable. I got a hydrate from Ryura. I'm drinking a
Mind if I have a
smoothie.
snack?
This is what
Results to
remains
be
of my
proud.
lunch. Okay, no mantle. We broke the fin. We broke one of the claws. We broke the tail. Didn't break the other claw. We broke the head. Yeah, I broke the head. That's a tough fight. There's a lot to manage with Charge Blade. The 35-minute time is pretty bad.
How are things? Ooh, I'm itching to get started.
Alright, I know we needed a whole bunch of shell to finish off a couple of the weapons. Here's the one we were working on just now. We need 3 more Violet Mizu fins and a mantle. For Shogun, we need 4 more shell.
I'll put everything Master Hammond taught me to good use. I can swing whatever you need.
Let's see what else we got. We're done with thunder. Almost done with ice. Ice also needs shell. Fire needs regular monster parts. And then dragon element. Dragon element. I was thinking about doing... We've already made this one from the final boss. It's pretty decent, but it's got a negative affinity, which kind of sucks. I was thinking about doing the Valstrax one for element. But for impact... Impact Dragon, there's Ibushi. That one's got an okay sharpness. The Magalas. Maybe Shigaru Magala for impact file. Chaotic Gore is interesting. This has the frenzy, positive negative affinity thing. Yeah, I would probably do Shigaru for impact and Valstrax for element. But I definitely don't want to do that fight at the moment. Let's go back to farming anomaly. We can switch weapons. I'm not going to do Charge Blade the entire stream. Let's do Gunlance. Ooh, that kind of matches. I will keep that layered on. We have the Basil Geese set by default I usually wear for gun lance, but the Malzeno one has the same color scheme as the gun lance, so that's kind of neat. And as far as what we're going to hunt, we need something that has carapace. So we could either do Mr. Krabs again, or something else that has carapace as a reward. This one's up to 94. Ugh. Get close to 100. That fight's going to be brutal, just like this one. Max is 200, I think. I don't even want to think about what that looks like. There's this one. That's a multi-target one, though. We have both the blue crab, the shogun that we fought, and the daimyo, which is the red one.
Has inspired the knights and bolstered their resolve. We are truly grateful.
Dire shell. Nope, that's not what I need. Somnicanth and Kazu? Eh. That doesn't sound fun. Yeah, Iconic's back. Welcome back, Iconic. Hope you had a good dinner. There's not a lot of options for carapace. That's interesting. It's a dire shell. Oh, here, there's just regular Somnicanth. That's a really obnoxious fight. I'd rather fight the crabs than Somnicanth. Oh, there's Blood Orange Beach at 10. Level 53. Problem with doing some of these lower level ones is it'll be an easier fight, but the reward drops will be worse. So that's why I'm sticking with some of the ones I've got locked and leveled up. Because even though they're tougher fights, we get more stacks of rewards. And so it means we have to farm less, essentially. Crutcher says, Iconic, have you seen the Larkin Seal video where he's saying crab, but it comes out craft? Crap. That's where the Game Grumps spit comes from. You like crab? Me too. That's Hyde. He's the lead singer of Larkin Seal. I like that band a lot. I've been listening to those dudes forever. I don't think they haven't done anything recently because I know Hyde's been doing a lot of solo work. But they have a legendary catalog of songs that have been featured in all sorts of stuff. Anime, shows. I remember just hearing about them from folks that were getting me into Japanese music way back in the day. Crusher says, yeah, Larkin Seal did the Full Metal Alchemist opening or closing. They did the opening they did is Ready Steady Go. That is probably one of their more famous songs from like the 2000s. That's a good song. I think my favorite song of theirs is Stay Away. What a good music video for folks who don't know what I'm talking about. Look up the band Larkin Seal's video for Stay Away. It is very interesting. That's my favorite song by them. I know how to sing that one. Yeah, Stay Away. Look it up on YouTube. It should be there. I think all of their stuff is up on YouTube. Another good one, Heaven's Drive. I think Driver's High was the opening for GTO. Great teacher Onizuka. Okay, let's go back. Fight Crab again. We're gonna use Gun Lance this time, and we're gonna go double up Gun Lance plus 1.
If anyone can handle
Let's see if we can do this better.
Oh, sweet. Share.
Yeah, on the topic of Japanese music, I know I've definitely mentioned it on stream a few times before in the past. One of my favorite types of music is Japanese music. I've been listening to it since about 2000, and I still keep pretty close tabs on stuff. So if you folks in the chat or hanging out ever want recommendations for Japanese stuff, just let me know, because I listen to pretty much all kinds of Japanese music, going back from like the 70s to present. some stuff from the 70s, good amount of stuff from the 80s, like the city pop era, a lot of 90s, a lot of 2000s, and some stuff from more modern too. Let's see, yeah, let's do that. Crusher asks, what was the owl something band you recommended? Owl something band.
Enough of that.
I might have recommended a band that has a song called Black Owl. That's Leet Speak Monsters. They're visual K rock hip hop Nightmare Before Christmas aesthetic band. Yeah, they're awesome. They're so much fun to listen to. I'll put them in the chat. I haven't seen anything from those dudes in a while. Leet Speak Monsters. They're awesome. Their stuff's on YouTube. Go check it out. Rira says, I'll definitely take you up on that later. I love Japanese music. Oh yeah, feel free to DM me. I know I've talked to a whole bunch of people about stuff. And I'll send recommendations here or there. And say, hey, if you like this type of music, check out this band. Stuff like that. Crusher says, I have their albums on my phone. Oh, I think I gave you all their stuff, didn't I, Crusher? I'm sorry, I forgot. But for everybody else, yeah, Leet Speak Monsters are awesome. Check them out. Alright, let's do this fight again. Now I gotta switch gears mentally to Gunlance.
Down.
Boom, explosions.
No more holding back!
There it is.
Hold on! Reloading!
That's my buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Keep
Looks
it
super
down.
irritated.
That's my buddy.
They're going down.
Ah, I did it again. And now I've gotta push it all the way back. I can go up the side here. Crusher says, I've been trying to get back into Japanese music, mostly got into anime openings in my playlist. How do you recommend Odd Future from My Hero Academia?
Where you think
Don't
you're
let him
going?
get away!
I think I've heard that song before. Who's it by? Crusher, who does the song? Oh, wait, what? Oh, come on. It's always interesting seeing artists I know get featured in anime. Sometimes I know them from just discovering their music organically and not from a show, but it's cool seeing them get like a bump from, doing a popular opening for a show. Like a good example is, Kickback, the opening for Chainsaw Man by Yonezu Kenshi. I've been listening to that guy for a while, and I didn't realize that song was by him until I saw it in the credits. Like, oh wow, that's really cool. That dude's also really talented. He has such a wide variety of music styles, and he started in music doing, I think, Vocaloid stuff, and then got enough buzz to be able to start doing regular music.
You asked for this! Need more ammo!
Gura says, Overworld does an ending on Gundam 002.
You're ready for a lesson.
I first heard of them through Bleach.
Fight like that. Heal up.
You're gonna be fine.
I think they
Thanks a
did an
bunch.
opening, one of the early openings for Bleach. Maybe it was the second opening.
Tasty enough.
High Mighty Color did the first one.
And
a long time ago.
Yeah, you can't fight like that. Heal up.
Did I?
This is as far as you go!
Watch out for the monster!
Nope,
Mr.
nope.
Monster,
Aw.
meet Mr. Weapon!
There you.
You should take
Use
care
an
of
item. Hurry. Using a helper.
Swipes.
Can't fight like that. Heal up.
The monster
D Techno
looking at
Light.
you!
That's the song I was thinking of from Heat.
Coming.
I have a bunch of stuff by Overworld. They're pretty good. I haven't listened to them in a while, but they're good.
Reloading!
Another band that I've been keeping up with recently. It was actually a Pro ZD video for one of the openings they've done for some series, but I like the song, so I looked it up. The Oral Cigarettes. That's a good band. They make a lot of really cool music. I think it was Kyoran Hey Kids. That's the song that Pro ZD featured in one of his skits. I'm like, oh, that's a cool song. Yeah, it turns out the band's pretty solid.
Reloading!
After
After
it.
it!
Alright.
Excuse me for a
You're doing
moment!
better. Crusher says Odd Futures from 2018.
Run like the wind!
Okay. I guess MHA has been around that long. I've only watched the first season of My Hero. I've been meaning to watch more of it. I've been hearing kind of conflicting reports that it kind of falls off. So I don't know. Maybe when it's done, we'll see what people think of the completed product.
Yeah. Keep it down, yeah?
You asked for this!
Oh, it's barely close enough.
Time for the counter.
Look out!
Face down.
It's angry!
That's gonna happen!
Crusher says, my older sister got me into J-pop, like LMC, Miyagi, Pura, Jack and Hyde, I think. Oh, I remember we did talk about that, Crusher. That's cool that you know Pyro. They're a really good VK band from back in the day. I don't think they're technically making music. They did a bunch of solo stuff. I think the lead singer's name was Kirito, like in SEO, I think. And he did a bunch of solo stuff. I think Creature was one of his solo projects. I don't remember. And he had a bunch of like solo name stuff, but
What do you think of this?
yeah, it's a good band. I have I think all the stuff they released from like the main eras of when they're doing music.
I think we got on his bad side.
Proper man now, yeah?
I'm gonna kick your butt!
Another good band from 90s that would have been big around that same era as like Garo and Gakden would be Lunacy.
Use an item. You can't
You should
fight
take
like
care of
that.
that!
That's also a very, very acclaimed band, very famous band. Lots of really good rock songs. How's it going?
There, good as new.
I needed
Much
that.
appreciated. It's down.
Down.
Don't let up now.
Crusher says I've heard of them too.
This one's all
Yeah,
for
they're
you.
pretty famous.
Yeah?
I
Now's
missed
your
the chance to
chance,
see
yeah?
them when they performed like a reunion concert on the West Coast. I think it was in California. I didn't really want to go to California.
That wall's got its name all over it.
Another band that actually did perform. I think they performed here in my state. Ah, missed.
Bye-bye.
X Japan, probably one of the most famous rock bands in history. Someone I know, a family friend, went to go see them, and she told me it was awesome. And I was really upset because she knows I like Japanese music and didn't tell me they were playing. I was not too thrilled to hear that, but hopefully they'll come back. I think most people have at least heard of X Japan. They're incredibly famous and one of the most influential rock groups in Japanese music. Period. Oh, come on, I'm gonna die.
You can't go down yet.
Yep. Paralyzed
You
from the
know,
dead.
Becky.
Oh, you're gonna pay.
Don't give up.
Look, we all bullfango it up eventually.
Pressure says, gotta go, gonna sleep soon, so I gotta wind down. Death by crap. Alright, Crusher. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. I'll do my best to cook the crab and not get cooked.
I'm back. What's
Sure,
down
take a
time?
bit.
Just taking a break. Hmm?
Take your time and
Your
do
technique
it right.
is flawless.
Hold on, reloading.
Where is it? Over there? Hero says you can't go down yet. Immediately dies. Yep, that was very unfortunate timing. Despite my followers' words of encouragement, I got hugged to death by Mr. Krabs.
Let's go.
Go, go!
Right there. And I missed.
Temper, temper!
Nice, huh?
It's your time to shine now!
Good stagger.
This one's all for you.
Yeah, I missed again.
Simple, yeah? I hit you, you go down! It's down! Finish the job!
I'm gonna get you. Reloading. It's got its eyes on
Coming
you.
for you! Use an item! Hurry!
Butt drifting. Ooh.
You're gonna be fine.
Can't
You
fight
should
like
take
that.
care of
Heal
that.
up. I feel better already. I won't always be around, yeah?
I owe you one. You asked for this.
Oh, I broke the shell. Nice.
Hold on, reloading.
No holds barred.
Ride like the
I was
wind.
leaving. I look so naked without the shell.
Use an item! Hurry!
irritated.
Now, yeah?
No more holding back!
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't miss.
You're the best, pal.
Trying to get away!
Oh, it's getting away.
Faster, buddy!
Doing okay so far. Don't know if we're not gonna make sub 15, sub 20 instead. What's up top?
Whetstone
Rira
time!
says it ran away. Yeah, everyone says don't let it get away. It got away.
Make sure your weapon is proper shot.
Sometimes a leisurely stroll is just what the doctor ordered.
Leisurely stroll. That's no fun.
I'm leaving things here to you, yeah?
I think we got this bad side.
You asked for this! Reloading! That looks like it's gonna hurt! Be careful!
Nope.
At least I didn't return empty-handed, yeah?
Hey, it's Yogi.
Hold on! Reloading!
Yeah. Keep it down, yeah?
That's my buddy.
Hit it with all you got!
This is the end of the line for
Oh,
you!
nope. Okay, it's almost dead.
Reloading!
I won't go easy on you!
You're a natural.
Take care of things here for a bit.
Got a ride? Rira says a leisurely stroll with super heavy armor and a big gun lance. Yeah, isn't that how you take your leisurely stroll?
You're the best, pal.
Armed to the teeth? That's how we do it in America. Never mind the fact that one of the Monster Hunter community's biggest advocates for gun lance superiority is from
Sorry
Portugal.
to keep you waiting.
Don't worry about that. He sounds like he's from New York. It's fine. Big angry monkey.
It's down! Finish the job!
I'm
Just
gonna
like
kick
I
your
told
butt!
you. Yeah, there we go.
Sub 20.
Another day, another notch on my belt.
If I wasn't so rusty, it would have been better.
Some good grub and solid shut-eye, yeah?
We can definitely farm this with gun lance. Which it better be one of my better times. Gun lance is my favorite weapon.
Ride like the wind!
Iconic says this crab is cooked. Yeah, I think this Mr. Krabs was definitely feeling it. Let's see how much shell we get. I think we just got this sort of spiral conch shell. It can't do the butt cannon, I don't think. It needs the one that looks like Jaws. I think. 3 again. Okay. I have decent amount of this essence used for armor augments, and afflicted carapace is good too. How high do you get the level on this one? 102? Okay. Normally research level 102. I'm trying to get to 140. It's a lot of grind. There's definitely a lot to be done in the post game for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. The next title update comes out in February, but they have not really said what's going to be in it. They've only sort of teased things. And so I'll probably be grinding more off stream, and then we'll most likely come back and do some more coverage when that update drops. Yeah, there's tons to do. I have to finish all of the charge blade elements. Then I got to figure out what weapon I'm going to learn next. Well, maybe you folks can give me some ideas. Where we have gun lances. Eventually, when I get high enough to be able to max out shelling levels down the road, we're making more gun lances. But we've done gun lances, we've done dual blades, we've done light bow gun, we've done switch axe, we've done sword and shield, we've done lance, regular lance, hammer, and now charge blade. That leaves longsword, great sword, insect glaive, heavy bowgun, and regular bow, and hunting horn. So just for the folks that are tuning in, looking at the list here of the ones I haven't built sets and started playing around with on Sunbreak. I did play hunting horn through the majority of base Rise. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to do hunting horn eventually. Vera says, I really want to get this game sometime. It looks like lots of fun. Oh, it definitely is. And if you get it on PC, then you could play with like Matt and I. But if you don't have a PC that can run games, I think it's within the week, or maybe already. No, I think it's next week. Monster Hunter Rise, the base game, is coming out on all consoles. And so people who have regular consoles can play Monster Hunter Rise, and eventually Sunbreak, the expansion we're playing now, will come out for consoles as well. But it runs really well on PC, so if you like a higher end performance, it's what I would recommend. But really, you could play it on Switch, you could play it on the other consoles when it comes out. Like, everyone can play Monster Hunter Rise, and they definitely should. Yura says, I plan on it. Oh, good. You'll have to let us know when you start getting into it. I'm always down to help people. But yeah, I don't know what weapon I'm going to do after Charge Blade. Maybe Insect Glaive. How do we feel about bug assists? Insect Glaive is very different from all the other ones we've done so far, so maybe we'll do that next. Someone from the regular Toxic crew was a really big enthusiast for Insect Glaive, but I can't remember who it was. It might have been Kiwi? I don't know. But yeah, that one's fun. It's a complicated weapon to play, but a lot of mobility if you like being in the air. A lot of fast hits. I know Matt's learning Glaive right now. Mira says, my PC is pretty decent. Ryzen 7 3700X with a Radeon 5 700 XT. Be willing to bet your graphics card setup was better than what I was running before, Vera, so I'm sure you can run this just fine. I would take a look at the specs, but yeah, no time like the present. And even if you get it down the road, it's still a really good experience. We're a ways off from the next Monster Hunter title. I think it's probably going to be a good 1 to 2 years. They haven't even announced the 6th generation. It's going to be Monster Hunter 6. They haven't even announced it yet, so who knows when that's coming out. So plenty of time to play this. Monster Hunter World and Iceborne are good, and I do recommend trying those. But as far as getting into the series for the first time, I really like the way Rise kind of sets up the environment for new players, and it gives you a lot more fun tools with the weapons. Like, I've played every single weapon in the game across the Switch version and this version, except for heavy bowgun. Haven't really done much with heavy bowgun, but of the 14 weapons, I've played all the other ones. 13 of 14 weapons, I've never done that in a Monster Hunter game. I usually play like 5 of them. But there's so much you can do with the skill loadouts and being able to swap between them that it's definitely a lot of things to do. I think I'm probably close to 200 hours, which is really rookie numbers, but I played through this game twice, so I'm counting. If I count the Switch time, then it'd be more like 500 hours. Still rookie numbers, according to people in the community, but there's still so much more I want to do. Okay, we could, if we get more claws, we can max this out. I'm just taking a look at the map for the charge blade weapons and seeing what I'm going to work on next time. And then we'll get ready to wrap up for today.
Seeing my customers smile is the main reason I've been banging away at this smith
So
and
we need
stuff
claws
for so long.
here. About the crab blade. Oh, just need one more shell. Okay. So there'll definitely be more grinding of crabs in the future. And then obviously I've got to take down Fire Bubble Boy some more. Oh, there's a thunder one here too for Astalos. That one was not as good sharpness wise as the one I'm currently using. Regarding the PC specs, Vero says the graphics card came out in 2019, high-end range, mid-high range for performance. Yeah, you're probably fine. This original version of the game was ported from the Switch, so I think most mid-range, even lower-range PCs can run the game fine. Narwa, Thunder Element. Nah, no, I definitely wouldn't do that. I'd probably go for Zenogre because I don't like farming that monster.
I'll be here when you need me.
All right. Well, overall, I think we made a little bit of progress. Spent most of the time practicing with Charge Blade, but hopefully by next time I'll have more of them crafted so we can take a look at the other elemental types, take them out in some other hunts. A lot of the post-game is grinding to get like the augments and materials to upgrade your armor and weapons further. And I think there's still some, there might be some fights. Yeah, there's some fights we haven't done. Not anomaly based, well technically anomaly based. The Risen Elders. We need to do Risen Chameleos and Risen Teostra. Okay. Also on the
I
docket.
hope we can talk again soon.
Riro says it was very fun talking Japanese music and anime. Yeah, for sure, dude. Again, I like talking about stuff like that. So I appreciate you folks popping in and being willing to chat while I get my face demolished by angry monsters. So before we jump off, let me see who is online to raid. We'll go and spread the love. Let's see. Teresa Tessa is playing, oh, Maze. I don't know what that is. Yatra's playing Stardew. We can go raid Yatra. Haven't raided her in a while. Iconic says, sorry I couldn't add much to the combo. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to be able to contribute to the conversation, Iconic. You just hang out and vibe. So don't worry about that, man. You're good. Alright, let me go mute the game audio. We'll go to outro. And so, because I'm going to be tied up with some stuff this weekend, I won't be picking back up with streams until next week. Looking at, I don't know, I haven't set the schedule. The schedule isn't going to go up till Monday because I won't be able to most likely get everything plugged in. But we'll be back next week, probably with more Killer 7, hopefully without audio issues, and maybe more Armored Core. So, we'll see. I just need to try and fit in another drawing stream. But until then, thanks again for hanging out, and I will catch you folks in the next one. Now let us commence the raid.